Good morning, guys. So, what I want to talk about today is the difference between talking about doing something and actually doing it. And this permeates through things like religion, philosophy, and basically all of our lives. You know, we've all read books, we've all looked at quotes. Me in particular, I love quotes. And we've all found a few of them that like deeply resonate. Maybe we get that warm, fuzzy feeling. We feel connected to God or our soul. But then in that moment, we get like a momentum of sorts. And if we don't act on that momentum, then that quote or that passage or that knowledge doesn't become wisdom lived. It just becomes some words that you memorized. And I think our society now is just so obsessed with the rational mind and acquiring more knowledge that it's so easy to forget that you need to actually practice what you learn. We've all heard the saying, practice what you preach. And for the longest time, I kind of nodded my head when I heard that, and I was like, oh, that seems fairly logical. But only recently has it really ingrained itself into my head and my actions. Like, stop thinking so much, stop focusing so much on knowledge or wisdom or anything external, and focus on who you are being and how you are behaving. This thing keeps moving on me. That would be my takeaway today is think about what you believe. If you are a Christian person, you believe in God, you believe in the values of Jesus, of the Bible, I would ask, are you living those? If you are an atheist or someone who tends to rely more on just philosophy and rational beliefs, which is of course fine, are you living those beliefs, or are you posting about them on Facebook and not really doing anything? Because I'd be willing to bet that many, many people that post profound quotes or images on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, so many of those people don't actually do anything. They get the little ego boost of inspiration. We call it mental masturbation. They mentally masturbate, and it feels like they're doing something because they're sharing a post or they're writing, sharing a quote that they saw. But unless you're actually changing your life based on that quote, unless you're using the energy of that quote to literally change the trajectory of your life and change who you are, then it's just empty. It's just words. So that would be my takeaway today, is really think about what it is you say you stand for, what it is you say you believe in life. And I know we all have something. Even if you're a nihilist who doesn't believe in anything, that's still your belief. Are your actions congruent with what you say you believe? I shared this previously, but I was at church a couple weeks ago, and the speaker said something that I'll never forget. He said, "Your actions declare your beliefs." And that is 100% true. Because I could say, I'm going to use Christianity as an example because that's how I was raised, and I've seen a lot of examples of this, but this is true of any philosophy or religion. You know, you can go to church every Sunday and go through the motions and say that you believe in virtues like love or compassion or kindness. But then what happens if as soon as you get in the parking lot, you flip off someone who cuts you off, or you cut someone off getting out of the parking lot? If you revert back to your petty small self after learning of all this wisdom, then what's the point? I really think that's a humongous problem in, just being a human. You know, we think that just by reading something, we've learned and acquired the knowledge. Reading something is half the step. It's like putting gas in a car. That's what I would equate learning something to, or reading something. That's putting gas in the car. But then what you have to do is drive the actual vehicle. That is practicing what you've learned and practicing what you preach. Driving the vehicle. So, are you just putting gas in the car? Are you just filling your head with knowledge, thinking that you're changing? Or are you actually, after you learn this information, practicing it and applying it to your life? And I would ask you to be very, very honest with yourself. And I'll be the first to admit that most of my life, just learning and learning and learning and not applying. And only recently, as I've actually started to apply this wisdom, has my life begun to change a lot. So take that with you guys. Have a great day and talk soon. I think this is day 45. Peace.